Hey folks, Deano here again. This time, for the 5th time, try to take a quick look at another Lightning Collection review. This is a 2-pack I actually got quite cheap of Lord Zedd and Rita Repulsa. So yeah, you can probably tell just by looking at Rita as to why I got it as cheap. But we'll get to that shortly. Let's get these guys out the road because the box is massive. So you've got 25th anniversary logo there, which is a bit strange considering the Lightning Collection only really started a few years back. The 25th anniversary I think was 2017, 18. And this itself only came out a year or two ago, tops. So a bit strange that they branded it that way, but I suppose it's one way to get the two of them out. You've got a nice illustration of Zedd there and Rita underneath. Mighty Morphin, Lord Zedd and Rita Repulsa, Lightning Collection. And on the back you got some renders of the characters. Zedd's visor looking really good in that. Not quite as much in the actual figure, but it gets the job done. And Rita with a much better face. I think the version of Rita that comes in this is based off the American actress. Basically in Mighty Morphin they started off using the Japanese footage for all the monsters, and then when they decided in season 2 to introduce a new villain, Lord Zedd, they sort of swapped it to an American actress but kept the American voice actress. So yeah, bit of a strange one. But yeah, the face on this looks good. On the actual figure, debatable. The horror of your presence is absolutely required at the marriage of Rita Repulsa and Lord Zedd. It's a sort of wedding invitation. Quite cool that they've done that. But yeah, let's get the box out of the way. Take a look at all the accessories. So in terms of hands, both of them come with a fist. So yeah, you can just see there. Nice silver paint on Lord Zedd and some nice gold paint on Rita's jewellery. They both come with a gripping hand. Rita actually comes with 2. So Lord Zedd's, see the fingernails are painted. On the original version, I don't believe they were, which is a bonus. Zedd actually has more paint apps than he had before. Grip your hands for Rita. Again, quite nice. Zedd comes with a pair of sort of open holding hands for his bomb, which is in his hand right there. And Rita comes with one of the same kind of hands, sort of holding. I believe this is probably for her potion. Does that fit? Yeah, she can hold it well enough. But yeah, in terms of other accessories, like I just showed, Rita does come with the love potion that she used to seduce and subdue Lord Zedd. Because of course, back in the day, when Lord Zedd was first introduced, parents did not like him because he was way too scary in their opinion. And, I mean, they had some merit. I mean, a skinned guy with some very revealing armour and an exposed brain with a scary looking demonic mask. I can see where they were coming from. I was never really scared of him. He was a good villain, but yeah, they overdone it just slightly. Lord Zedd comes with his Z-Bomb, which I believe he used to make the monster grow, whereas when Rita came back on the scene, they ended up using their wands or staffs. I'm not sure why. Also comes with the green crystal, which I believe is what they used to sap the Green Ranger's powers for good, even though he's appeared in pretty much every special for the last 10 years, but hey-oh. Still unfortunate about what happened to JDF, but he'll be remembered. So yeah, you get Bouquet of Roses, which I'm guessing Rita used during the wedding. You get the horrendous looking cake, again for the wedding. The only reason you would really want any of this stuff is if you were recreating that scene specifically for stop motion or the like. But as for me, these are going in a box. But decent enough. You can actually see a tiny little Rita and Zedd on the top of their wedding cake. And a purple, sort of magenta lightning effect piece, which can go on either of their staffs. Literally just opens up and wraps around it, which does well enough. Lord Zedd also comes with his staff, which is grey plastic, but it glimmers just enough to get away with the fact that it's metal. I believe the original had this bit reversed. This is it now corrected. And funnily enough, this part, which they've moulded so you can actually hold the thing, I believe this is where they duct taped the actual staff in the show. Seriously, if you go back and watch it, at some point the staff must have snapped, so they had to duct tape it where they held it to try and hide it, just to try and save the prop. Kind of funny there. Don't know whether that was intentional or not, but it's decent nonetheless. And finally, we have Rita, and I've just noticed that gold paint is coming off, which is my next comment. So Rita's staff, or magic wand as she called it, wasn't very well painted originally, so whoever's had this before me has added some gold paint to it. Unfortunately, the gold paint hasn't really stuck. It's also kind of sloppily done, but it looks better than it did originally. I believe the deluxe Rita that they're coming out with, which looks more like the Japanese actress who sadly passed away, has a lot more detail, so a lot more of the gold, there's blues in it, stuff like that. I won't be getting that, because as long as I'm careful with this, that's got enough detail on it for a background character for me. So yeah, let's quickly get into details of the figure, because this is starting to get a bit long-winded. Zedd's very well done. He's got like a black wash across most of his body. If you look on the back, they haven't bothered to do the back of him, but you're never really going to see the back of him anyway. It doesn't really matter. The silvers are all nice and metallic, and the visor's okay. Like I said, in certain lighting it does sort of shimmer, but other than that it's a bit dull. It could have really been doing with being the same as the Power Rangers helmets, where they're glossy. Yeah, decent enough. As for Rita, I'm not sure if this is her hair. I don't think it is. I think this is just a helmet sort of thing. But it's decently done. It catches the light and the darkness quite well, so it appears quite shadowy. The gold paint on her headdress and the ruby in the middle. As for that face though, I know usually it was bad enough for this release, so much so that Hasbro are redoing her in a deluxe format with much better face applications. But yeah, this one's also sort of misprinted, so it's off to one side when it shouldn't be. As for her neck and shoulder piece, that's well painted, decent enough. I think there's extra paint on, we'll call them the spikes, compared to what there is usually. But yeah, quite nice. Her gown, for some reason this one's silver, and the new one that's coming out is gold. Not sure which one's accurate. They might both be accurate. This one might be accurate to the American footage, and the first one to the Japanese. Who knows? And these sort of feather bits are well painted for being on black plastic. So yeah, might as well stick to Rita when we do articulation. So she can look up, she can look down, side to side, pivot. Pretty decent. This pretty much is just a female Power Ranger body underneath. So she gets the same range as those, or at least the old style. I think this is a single hinge. So yeah, butterfly joint here. Can go up. It can go right round, but obviously the soft goods gets in the way. Single joint elbow, can get that much. Hinge at the wrist. Still has the diaphragm joint, so that can swivel. You also get the waist, so she can go down really well, up to the point that she breaks her back, and legs can go out that far. Double joint at the knee, boot cut. I think there's a, yep, there's a thigh swivel up there, and Hasbro's usual ankle articulation, but let's be honest, it's Rita Repulsa. She isn't known for fighting, she is known for letting her minions do the work. So yeah, all in all, a decent figure, quite like her. Onto Lord Zedd. Head, up, down, side to side, swivel. The shoulders, for some reason, are a bit low down, but not really that noticeable. Bicep swivel. The sort of tubes can get a little bit in the way. Double joint at the elbow, because he's quite muscular though, doesn't get past 90. Hinge and swivel at the wrist. Diaphragm joint. The waist, go down that far, back that far before those get in the way, before the tubes get in the way. You can kick up that much. Double joint at the knee, but the bottom hinge is quite restricted because of these tubes. These can remove to give him a bit more range. And he does have the Hasbro ankle joints, but they're a bit more restricted because of the armour and just how thick he is. He is the thickest boy. So yeah, guys, all in all, I quite like this set. I don't really expect them to do another Lord Zedd. I mean, they might, they might not. He's appeared in the newest show, Dino Fury. He was somehow resurrected. Conveniently enough, Rita and Lord Zedd have both been resurrected this year, between the Once and Always special and the new show, the new series. So yeah, something tells me we'll be seeing them a lot more often again. You can't keep the originals down. So yeah, guys. All in all, if you can get them for as cheap as I got them, definitely. I managed to